Good morning, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good day and God bless you. Let's get into the news. Let's head over to what's happening in Alaska, where surprise, surprise, anti-Trumper impeachment Republican Lisa Murkowski is now taking a narrow lead over her Republican challenger Kellyanne Schiff, aka of his, according to Breitbart News. After the election officials counted more ballots in the last few days, the latest numbers show Murkowski with a 1658 vote lead over Shabaka at 112,000 votes and some change. Murkowski has 43.3% of the total vote, and Chewbacca has 42.7% of the vote. So it's a 0.6% difference, and because none of another one of them got the 50% threshold. That means that because Alaska in 2020, EU in 2020, surely was a pivotal year for election rule changes, wasn't it? Now they have this ranked choice. So the 3 and 4 will go to, they'll have to go back and see that 3 and 4 were knocked out. Who was that? The people who voted for the other Republican. There was another Republican, Bus Kelly, in the race who got less than 3%. And then there was Pat Chesbro, a Democrat, who got 10.4%. Now their votes are gonna go up. And that's expected to help Lisa Murkowski, especially those Democrat votes, because she is against Trump. She's pro-choice. She's all the things that if a Democrat had to plug their nose and put as a second choice, Republican, it would be Murkowski. So this is the rent choice scam that they put in that Democrats said of having who's your choice with his ranked choice. It was all a scheme to make sure that the preferred person who loses because still win by getting third and fourth place votes. Crazy. By the way, it has been reported from an insider that ranked choice voting was promoted by Murkowski people to help her get re-elected. Gotta keep that swamp in DC going. Can't have MAGA, can have Alaska first people. Well, one politician who has been for their state first. Took them a while to get going on this, but gotta give credit where credit's due. And I'm talking to you about Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who, as I reported, declared an invasion on the Texas border with Mexico. And he has invoked both the U.S. and the Texas constitutions to declare this invasion and protect Texas against it. So over 5 million illegal aliens have crossed into the U.S. with Mexico on the U.S. or U.S. southern brother border with Mexico, says Joe Biden became a resident of the White House. And this is what we have. As reported, he's going to deploy the National Guard to safeguard the border. Now here's what I'm seeing here. Pictures of tanks or tank-like vehicles at locations at the border. And as I reported before, they're going to put something gunships on and everything. So here we go. 3 days after Governor Greg Abbott tweeted a legally dubious invocation of the invasion clause. This is according to a report on the Texas Tribune. You can see their left as they probably touted Beto O'Rourke of several-time loser as the savior of Texas, and they got Proust. It shows that armored personnel carriers designed to carry troops into battle zones, alongside tanks, are now hitting the border. According to their order, around 50 soldiers will be trained to operate the vehicles, and state officials will identify 10 positions to station them along the border. The pictures have been released to Texas military departments. Send a written statement on Friday. In addition to the 10 armored vehicles, the National Guard is increasing aircraft flights and safety efforts on the border. These are part of a larger strategy to use every available tool to fight back against a record-breaking level of illegal immigration. The Texas National Guard is taking unprecedented measures to safeguard the border and to repel and turn back immigrants trying to cross the border illegally. And this is some big news. Twitter is eventually going to shut down. Could be next week, could be next month, could be next year or 2 years from now after 24. This is a very good thing for humanity, a very bad thing for the Democratic Party. Notice that a very good thing for humanity is also a very bad thing for the Democratic Party. Nobody on the planet is telling you this. And I have been pretty consistently correct when it comes to Twitter. About a year ago, I said the company is gonna go bankrupt if it doesn't get bought out. Or if there's not some kind of miracle. Elon Musk purchased the platform, not because it lost $1 billion+ in 2020 and 200+ to 300+ million in 2021. Okay, it has billions in debt. It is not generating revenue from advertising or selling user data to advertisers. It is a worthless platform, really. It's always been pretty much worthless. It's a message board. It's a glorified message board, just like Facebook. But the reason you want to subscribe to this channel right now, because I'm going to tell you exactly why Elon Musk purchased it, exactly why Donald Trump is extremely happy. And exactly why morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who are some of whom are so naive, or I should say, ignorant to think that Trump tried to overthrow the United States government. In one instance, a person getting led into the Capitol and getting acquitted. Okay. It wasn't an attempt at overthrowing the government. Absolutely wasn't okay. It was a terrible day, should never have happened. But we had $1 to $2 billion in property damage and Democrats had nothing all throughout that summer. CNN even had a building in flames behind the journalist, set ablaze behind the journalists. And he said, "Oh, it's fiery, but mostly peaceful," and 19 lives were lost. And the people who were lost on that fateful day in January were Trump supporters. Not that Democrats or media care. Okay. They make absurd leaps of logic that are then retweeted on Twitter. Okay. Trump did not work with the Kremlin. He didn't do anything treasonous. Trump did not foment or tell people to commit any crimes. That's why he hasn't been indicted. Trump did not mishandle classified data. Otherwise, he would have been already indicted. Okay. The crimes that they accuse him of, the behavior that they state directly lead to criminal activity, that fateful day in January, they cannot prove in a court of law. They make extensions, leaps of logic. Because on Twitter, this is why Elon Musk purchased Twitter. Twitter was used to destroy people. Twitter was used to make leaps of logic. Twitter was used to get stupid people very famous, or famous people who are stupid retweeted. So you have people who think that Trump tried to overthrow the United States government, and that he is the embodiment of evil and criminality. Well, that's not true. It is true in the dystopian nightmare hellscape called Twitter. Okay. That lives when you can create a fabricated consensus and silence through like a social credit score type thing on Twitter, where you ban or suspend people, and then everyone's talking about, oh, he's kicked off of Twitter. Suppresses dialogue, debate, discourse, the discussion, any dissent is silenced or marginalized or demeaned. And so on a variety of topics. You can create a fabricated consensus. Twitter created news. It created and fomented and fostered emotion, or it amplified emotion. Distrust is an emotion, suspicion as an emotion. Okay? Those emotions were leveled towards Trump through Twitter. Now Facebook, Instagram, Truth, Social, whatever it, nothing had the power in terms of politics. Like Twitter AOC can say, you know what? People need Medicare for all, okay. And it would be retweeted a million times, but Democrats wouldn't vote for Medicare for all. What's the point of AOC retweeting or Bernie Sanders retweeting anything about Medicare for all because it gets people on Twitter riled up? Yeah, we need, and the progressives are happy and the left is happy. Oh, wow. The Democrats are speaking our language. But do they vote for it on the House floor when Democrats had the House before Trump? Republicans took over and now we're impeaching Joe Biden for graft and bribery schemes. So do like potential bribery scheme, definite graft schemes? Why is it that Democrats didn't implement or enact or vote for a Medicare for all bill, but Bernie Sanders and AOC and Elizabeth Warren, all these people retweeted a million times pertaining to Medicare for all because it's a racket? It's a way for Democrats to speak to their voters to say we're going to do this for you and then not do it. And it's a way to foment distrust and suspicion of Trump, even though they can't prove anything. I mean, the man hasn't committed a crime. If you think he has, why hasn't he been indicted? So for the people who think is a criminal Trump is a criminal, well, then why hasn't he been indicted? Because we know why Hillary wasn't. So why hasn't Trump been indicted? Well, because they cannot prove their leaps of logic in a court of law. But on Twitter, you can say anything. And it becomes reality if it's retweeted. Enough, stupid people. Like the biggest grifters and liars and deceitful buffoons on the planet can say things about Trump that aren't true. And you saw what Twitter did is like everyone is like freaking out and they're melting down because it's no longer a platform for the left to funnel suspicion, distrust, discontent, discontent, contempt, disdain towards their political adversaries left and right. Okay, I used to have Twitter, I haven't since 2018. But I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster, the internet, according to the Huffington Post, before I became a supporter of President Trump, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders, his most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. Okay, my articles, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people actually read my articles in the Huffington Post, the Hill Salon. The point is that I was able to say, hey, Trump is a great president. We have record low poverty and the Trump in 2019. That wasn't his fault. His last year in office, is he downplayed it? That is subjective. That's a subjective viewpoint. It's not a fact. Eat. Democrats think he downplayed it. Everybody sane and rational says yeah, he did what he couldn't control what governors do. Okay. Governors, and you look at Democrats were in talking about this. They were impeaching Trump, right before it happened. They were focused on impeachment because of an ellipsis. So when Democrats say oh, Trump downplayed it, they weren't even talking about it. They impeached him what like this? October, November, December of 2019. But anyway, the issue is that Elon Musk, I think, about 10 minutes into Elon Musk is taking away the one platform that could have taken him down. He's gonna dissolve it and shut it down. Eventually. It's losing money. He didn't buy it. Okay. The investors that invested didn't invest because they wanted to make this big return. He'll give them turn to them. He doesn't care. It's not like that big of a deal for him, because he knows that eventually he removes Twitter from the scene. Democrats do not have a place to foment and create hoaxes. They don't have a platform to destroy people. And they tried to destroy Trump through that platform. And they've destroyed many people. They've ruined the lives of many people on Twitter. It was a place to intimidate and bully. It was a place for the left and Democrats to intimidate and bully and demean and silence and disparage people they don't like. They don't have that anymore. It was also a place for them to deceive their voters. Medicare for All that retweeted 1 million times from what happened in the bill. Oh, that's right. They don't want to vote for it. So without that platform, suddenly AOC has to actually do something like other than the Green New Deal that everyone laughs at or just ignores. She laughter should actually have to, do something. If you take Twitter away from AOC, and Hollywood, and so what are they? What are they doing that? Where's their voice? Their voice in politics should be actually promoting bills. Why isn't AOC promoting a bill? Why hasn't she for Medicare for All? Why hasn't she pushed to implement the Green New Deal? Oh, well, okay, these things aren't feasible. On Twitter, anything lives? It's totally feasible. So that's the thing. You had Democrats fomenting and a hoax. You know that Trump worked with the Kremlin, which never happened. They can call Trump a criminal on Twitter. But it's the DOJ that has to indict him and they haven't, because they can't prove anything in the court of law. You could totally prove that Hillary committed crimes or 100 committed crimes in a court of law. Well, you know what no reasonable prosecutor would indict, although there is evidence of potential of violations of statutes pertaining to the handling of classified data. Elon Musk is gonna shut down Twitter. He definitely will. I've been pretty spot on all of this. If you can look at the segments. I've gone on Twitter the past year and a half. Go look at them. And I told you the crypto would crash and it's crashing. Did I not tell you the crypto crash? Okay, I'm not right about everything. But I'm right about a lot, and hit subscribe to this channel right now. Twitter won't be around in about 2 to 3 years. And the reason is that it has been a tool for the quote-unquote establishment to destroy people and ruin people. Elon Musk isn't having that. Neither was Donald Trump. Give me your thoughts. And he's recently is reinstated now. When I guess I should have harped on this. But when Elon Musk allows this platform to just be a normal platform, everyone from CBS News, which they're all going to leave the platform, which is going to be the demise. All these Democrats are leaving Twitter, their source of political power and influence. And the hilarious thing is, once Twitter has gone, which it will be, where on earth will Hollywood Democrats be able to accuse Trump of things that he didn't do on a platform that could amplify that distrust and suspicion? Where are they going to get away with this? They won't have that platform anymore. It will be the worst thing to ever happen to the Democratic Party, and you give me your thoughts below. And Elon Musk knows this. Thank you very much. WWG1WGA. Give me your thoughts below.